Yeah, I mean, it's really ironic that after the finals, I mean, essentially the Warriors beat the Celtics and KD gets to watch as his old team, who he just left,
is winning,
wins the championship without him. And this is not a shot at KD because he's phenomenal at what he does. He just DM'd me the other day to tell me how much of a fan he was of what I do. So I think KD, I've always thought KD was dope, but had he stayed, he'd have another ring.
No question.
I mean, how'd you feel when you saw the Celtics lose to the Warriors?
I felt, I wasn't happy, but I was happy.
Really? Why is that?
Reason why is because there's different levels of the playoffs. Every level is a different level. First round is the first round, but energy is a different level, right? Different teams, but every level is so important. And now you guys understand the feeling of winning an Eastern Conference Finals. You know what it takes. You know what it takes to go to the finals, but then you know what it takes to, to close now. What the energy we got to have, what you got to be able to do. You know what I mean? And that experience is just, with the right guys that experience it, they're going to win a championship, right? Because they hate that feeling of losing. So now you understand. So I was happy for that learning experience. And the future's bright when you got Jaylen Brown and Tatum really being all-stars.
Yeah, I remember I interviewed Iman Shumpert, and when he played with LeBron in Cleveland, he talked about how much he hated the Warriors because he felt like they kind of changed the game in a way. I mean, you actually said you hated that team. Yeah. You were playing them.
Hell yeah. I was supposed to hate them. The basketball guys told me to hate. I was supposed to hate them with all my heart.
I mean, what was it about them you hated so much?
They was a different version of basketball.
They did.
Like, no one was dominating the game with a bunch of threes until they came around.
Yeah, they did. They did change the game in a different way. And I just think at times, it's a perfect example of this is why we got to have the right GMs and the right ownerships. Because you think about their draft picks. They drafted all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They drafted all those guys. And so the genuine love that they have for each other it just overpowers.
Yeah.
So much. KD can come, KD can leave. We still capable of doing it. And so
Steph is still there. Yeah, Draymond is still there.
Yeah. So
Clay is still there. These guys aren't jumping around. Yeah.
It's everything. Mm-hmm. It's not just, Clay and Steph. You know what I mean? It's fucking Dre. It's fucking Looney who goes in there and does his job and shuts the fuck up, don't say shit. It's Andre Iguodala that comes back. It's those parts. Yeah, it's Steph in ways. He's great, right? Clay is great at shooting. But you look around, that's it, really. It's just the genuine love for each other. You know what I mean? That's what's helping them win these championships. And the selfless shit that goes on. Draymond is one of the most selfless players I've ever met in my life. He'll pass up a layup to throw it to one of the greatest players to ever shoot the basketball. That's simple. You know what I mean? So it's just, you would think, of it as a gumbo. There's different pieces. This piece tastes good. This piece good. This piece good too. But when it's all together, it tastes like one thing. So I think that's what they've got right now. And no matter what they add to them, they'll be there. They'll be fighting. Somebody's going to have to, kill them to get them get them out of the playoff run.
I mean, do you feel that Steph Curry needs to be in the GOAT conversation at this point? Because historically, I feel like people have left him off that list. People always talk about Jordan, people talk about LeBron, people talk about Kobe, but they don't put Steph in that same conversation of those four people.
Because of what he just did, the finals MVP. And that's how fucked up people are. The man can win MVP of the league. He can do all this, break all type of records. But if he doesn't get that finals MVP, he's not considered a Jordan. He's not considered a Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? Because you think about it, that's the only thing that kept him out of the talk.
Right. But now he's got one.
Now he got one. So you,
what are you going to say?
When Steph pull up, you got to hide Yesiah on you, like King Steph, like forever. Like, you know what I mean? When he pull up, he definitely a king, for sure.